I don't know how I'm going to feel about possibly running into this, I guess, all the time, but we'll wait and see when it comes out. Hello, Snugglebugs. Welcome to today's Hearthstone video. We're going to be going over the announcement of the next mini set. It's called the MAW in Order. For the Murder at Castle Nathria mini set, playing on Law and Order, of course, to further the little fun that they had with the murder mystery. So I'll just go over this real quick, and then we'll maybe head into the initial card reviews. So after the murder of Castle Nathria, Sylvanas has been brought before the jailer to answer for her crimes. What crimes, you ask? Well, there have been many. Watch the trial unfold in an all-new MAW in Order mini set. The MAW in Disorder mini set, launching worldwide on September 27th, so only like 5 days away, will consist of 35 new cards, 4 of which will be legendary, 1 epic, 14 rares, and 16 commons. Those new cards can be found in the Murder of Castle Nathria card packs, or you can get the entire 66 card mini set because of the 2 copies of everything other than legendaries. For the normal 2,000 gold or now 1,500 rune stones, you won't be able to buy it for 15 real dollars. Well, that's American. Canadian is a bit more expensive. The all golden versions can still be bought with real money, however, or 7,000 rune stones. I don't really get it. The rune stones are here, so we just kind of have to deal with it. I have yet to buy any, so we'll see. But with that, let's go hop into the initial wave of card reviews. So first up here, we have a Druid card called Due Process, play on words, which is just for the rest of the game. Effectively, you and your opponent now draw 2 cards at the start of your turn. Of course, for Druid, this is really good because if you get Guff, you get all the extra mana, which means you can play multiple cards per turn. If you do play this in aggro decks and you like empty your hand, you'll be drawing 2 cards per turn versus 1 instead of top decking. Overall, I think it'll take a bit of time to find the exact right place for this because, of course, if your opponent is aggro and you give them 2 cards per turn, you might be benefiting them more than you. But any card that involves extra draw power usually finds its way into the meta, so I'm kind of interested to see where this one sits. Murder Accusation is a 2-mana rogue card that is choose a minion, destroy it after another enemy minion dies. So for this one, say if your opponent has an 8/8 on the board and then a 3/3, of course, this is a perfect world scenario. If they had a big minion, you would use the Murder Accusation on the big minion, then Tooth and Nefari in the 3/3, get the Thief effect, and then the big minion dies. There could be some times where it's really awkward to get those trades because you have to kill your opponent's minion with this. And of course, that could mean, you have to have a good setup. Your opponent can try to play around it if they think you have it, especially if you put the Murder Accusation on the minion and then end your turn. It could also make it awkward for your opponent to trade in, of course, because then they'd be killing off their own minion. I think this, though, 2-mana minion removal of any kind, especially in Rogue where there's a lot of draw, cheap spells, prep to make the 0, etc. I think this will definitely find a home, and I think this is going to be a really good card. We have the Soul Seeker here, which is a 5-mana 3/3 Battle Cry. Swap this with a random minion in your opponent's deck. Now, this is kind of like a minion version of Parlay, because then they get the Soul Seeker and they can play it again. Now, I really like this card. I think building like an ultimate disruption either rogue deck with Parlay or Battle Cry Shaman, things like that's going to be fun for me. Probably not going to be good when it happens to me. You know how those types of things feel. But as far as competitive, probably not, because it's random. So unlike Theatar, that at least lets you discover for 4 mana as well and steal it. Now, of course, it depends on what you get, which is, of course, is why it's a little bit random. But the more things I think that disrupt the amount of combos and stuff that are out there these days, I do think is honestly kind of healthy for the game. So I'm excited to see Soul Seeker. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We have the Tightlipped Witness, a 3-mana 2/5 that make it so secrets can't be revealed. And I think that's kind of interesting, just because it's something we haven't seen in a while, and the flavor of this card. Thank you, my own brain. It's just pretty neat. So I don't know. Secrets aren't crazy prevalent right now, but it's neat that they're bringing that into the game. And with the lore of, the fact they're in court and this person's like Johnny Tightlips over here, it's just pretty neat. 3-mana 2/5 isn't the worst body either. So, of course, depending on what kind of meta happens with stuff in the future, it could be pretty good, but we'll have to wait and see. If you enjoy the content here, like, comment, and subscribe. It goes a long way. I really appreciate it. The channel wouldn't be here, obviously, without you. It lets us know what you like, what you don't like in the comments down below. But let's go review the next card. And then we have the Afterlife Attendant. 3-mana 3/4. Your infused cards also infuse while in your deck. Obviously, kind of crazy when it comes to things like the Nathrius if it's not in your hand, but even some of the other cards like Sylvanas that we've seen. 3-mana 3/4 is just a good stat line. Either I think this could go in potentially some infused tempo decks, just so you play it out and then maybe trade your 2-mana card from the turn before, get you some infused stuff, Or it could be really good in Druid. You know, you have the stuff still in your deck, but you know, you might be ramped up crazy to 10 mana or more. And you play the Afterlife Attendant, and then plus one of your token cards, and of course you lose out potentially on one of your tokens. But this allows you to infuse 6 from your deck, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. I don't think this is going to be meta defining. I could be wrong. Most infused stuff already works pretty well while it's in your hand. But it's just, like I said, it's a solid stated minion. It's only a rare. People will get it. It'll be really good in some situations, and I can't imagine it really being bad in others. So if you have room for a 3-mana card, this is a pretty solid fit. Not meta defining, but I think it'll be okay. Totem Evidence is a new card they're going to be trying in order to get the totem package to work. Choose a basic totem and summon it, or infuse 3, summon all 4 totems. Honestly, I mean, in a good infuse deck, I suppose you could even just look at this as a 1-mana summon 4 minions to infuse stuff. I mean, if this is going in a Totem Shaman, say you have played Stone Right, a 1-mana summon, what would be that, like a 3/1 and 3 2/2s, obviously amazing. But again, you're still, that whole deck just needs a lot more work, so of course we'll have to see what else is in here for Shaman in the mini set. But as of right now, I don't think Totem Evidence is going to see any play. Then we have the Jailer, which is a interesting card, I think, just for the game in general. It's a 10-mana 10/10 battlecry, destroys the rest of your deck. So, wow. But for the rest of the game, your minions are immune. So picture you have a big handful of minions, you know, say Warlock or Druid, that type of thing. You destroy the rest of your deck. You obviously already have 10 mana, or you cheapen this out a little bit. But you have 10 mana, destroys your deck, you start going into fatigue. However, at that point, you have now a 10/10 on the board with immune, and you have, say, potentially other hands of giant minions that you're going to be playing down every turn that's immune. I do think that could be really strong. However, my hesitation with this card is, as good as immune is, you have a lot of decks like Druid that just have, say, board minions that get summoned. Taunts kind of mess around with this. There are decks that, especially if this for some reason becomes prevalent in the meta, you have a decent amount of decks that just have actual board clears that don't target minions, which means the immune doesn't really come into play. Smothering Starfish, anyway, you get the point. There's examples where you can just silence the minions and the immune doesn't really do anything. So I think sacrificing, destroying your entire deck, maybe not worth that upside, but we'll see, because of course, you know, you never know. Immune is a very powerful keyword. Decks that I'm not thinking of could potentially run this. People are smarter than I when it comes to deck construction, so I could be wrong. But as far as it is right now, I think this is a interesting but probably won't see much play type of card. And then we have Sylvanas the Accused. This, I'm very happy that they're bringing Sylvanas back into it now. Sylvanas, for those who don't remember, was originally a 6-mana 5/5 Death Rattle, take control of a random enemy minion. Played in almost every deck, other than pure face aggro type things. Now this is a 6-mana 5/5 Battlecry, destroy an enemy minion. Not random, first of all, which is actually kind of cool. It targets a minion. So a 5/5 with an Assassinate style effect already, in my opinion, very powerful. You add that to the fact that if it has Infuse 7, which we've seen with Huntsman Altimore and other things in the meta nowadays, isn't a crazy amount to infuse. In my opinion, if you're playing a mid-rangey tempo deck, Beast Hunter as an example, 7 wouldn't be bad, and then all of a sudden you have a 6-mana 5/5 that casts Mind Control and takes over a minion. I feel this is going to be played in, again, probably most things that are not pure aggro face decks. I feel like this is a very powerful card. I love Sylvanas. I don't know how I'm going to feel about possibly running into this, I guess, all the time, but we'll wait and see when it comes out. But yeah, so those are the cards as of right now. I'll try to be reviewing them in groups as they come out. So let me know in the comments down below if you're interested in that, what your opinions on these cards are. And thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.